Bhagavad Gita 7:24. Avyaktam vyaktimāpannam manyante māma buddhayah param bhāvamajānanto mamavyayamanuttamaṁ. Avyaktam, non-manifested. Vyaktim, personality. Apannam, achieved. Manyante, think. Mam, me. Abuddhaya, less intelligent persons. Param, supreme. Bhavam, existence. Ajanantah, without knowing. Mama, my. Avyayam, imperishable. Anuttamam, the finest. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation. Unintelligent men who do not know me perfectly think that I, the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, was impersonal before and have now assumed this personality. Due to their small knowledge, they do not know my higher nature, which is imperishable and supreme. Please repeat. Unintelligent men who do not know me perfectly think that I, the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, was impersonal before and have now assumed this personality. Due to their small knowledge, they do not know my higher nature, which is imperishable and supreme. Purport. Those who are worshippers of demigods have been described as less intelligent persons, and here the impersonalists are similarly described. Actually, they are described as no intelligence, abuddhaya. Whereas the demigod worshippers are referred to as alpabuddhaya. Here they are abuddhaya. Lord Krishna in his personal form is here speaking before Arjuna, and still, due to ignorance, impersonalists argue that the Supreme Lord ultimately has no form. Yamunacharya, a great devotee of the Lord, in the disciplic succession of Ramanujacharya, has written a very appropriate verse in this connection. He says, Tvam Shila Rupa Charitaihi Parama Prakrishtaihi Sattvena Sattvikataya Prabalaischa Shastraihi Prakhyata Daiva Paramartha Vidam Madaischa Naivasura Prakritaya Prabhavanti Bodhum. My dear Lord, devotees like Vyasadeva and Narada know you to be the personality of Godhead. By understanding different Vedic literatures, one can come to know your characteristics, your form, and your activities, and one can thus understand that you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But those who are in the modes of passion and ignorance, the demons, the non-devotees, cannot understand you. They are unable to understand you. However expert such non-devotees may be in discussing Vedanta and the Upanishads and other Vedic literatures, it is not possible for them to understand the personality of Godhead. This is from Stotra Ratna 12. In the Brahma Samhita, it is stated that the personality of Godhead cannot be understood simply by study of the Vedanta literature. Only, what is that word? Vedeshu Durlabham, that is the actual word. It cannot be understood simply by the Vedanta literature. Only by the mercy of the Supreme Lord can the personality of the Supreme be known. Therefore, in this verse it is clearly stated that not only are the worshippers of the demigods less intelligent, but those non-devotees who are engaged in Vedanta and speculation on Vedic literature without any tinge of true Krishna consciousness, are also less intelligent. And for them it is not possible to understand God's personal nature. Persons who are under the impression that the Absolute Truth is impersonal are described as abuddhaya, which means those who do not know the ultimate feature of the Absolute Truth. In the Srimad Bhagavatam it is stated that supreme realization begins from the impersonal Brahman and then rises to the localized Supersoul, but the ultimate word in the Absolute Truth is the personality of Godhead. Modern impersonalists are still less intelligent, for they do not even follow their great predecessor Shankaracharya, who has specifically stated that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Impersonalists, therefore, not knowing the Supreme Truth, think Krishna to be only the son of Devaki and Vasudeva, or a prince, or a powerful living entity. This is also condemned in the Bhagavad Gita 9.11, 9th chapter, 11th verse. Avajananti mamudha manushim tanumashritam. Only the fools regard me as an ordinary person. The fact is that no one can understand Krishna without rendering devotional service and without developing Krishna consciousness. The Bhagavatam, 10th canto, 14th chapter, verse 29 confirms this. Athapi te deva padambujadvaya prasadaleshanugrahita evahi janati tattvam bhagavan mahimno nachanye kopi chiram vichinvan. My Lord, if one is favored by even a slight trace of the mercy of your lotus feet, he can understand the greatness of your personality. But those who speculate to understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead are unable to know you, even though they continue to study the Vedas for many years. One cannot understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna or his form, quality or name simply by mental speculation or by discussing Vedic literature. One must understand him by devotional service. When one is fully engaged in Krishna consciousness, beginning by chanting the Mahamantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, then only one can one understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Non-devotee impersonalists think that Krishna has a body made of this material nature and that all his activities, his form and everything are Maya. These impersonalists are known as Māyāvādis. They do not know the ultimate truth. The 20th verse of this chapter clearly states, Kāmayastayastair hritagnyānah prapadyante anya devatah. Those who are blinded by lusty desires surrender unto the different demigods. It is accepted that besides the Supreme Personality of Godhead, there are demigods who have their different planets, and the Lord also has a planet. As stated in the 23rd verse, Devan deva yajo yanti madbhakta yanti mamapi. The worshippers of the demigods go to the different planets of the demigods, and those who are devotees of Lord Krishna go to the Krishna Loka planet. Although this is clearly stated, the foolish impersonalists still maintain that the Lord is formless and that these forms are impositions. From the study of the Gita, does it appear that the demigods and their abodes are impersonal? Clearly, neither the demigods nor Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, are impersonal. They are all persons. Lord Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead and he has his own planet, and the demigods have theirs. Therefore, the monastic contention that ultimate truth is formless and that form is imposed does not hold true. It is clearly stated here that it is not imposed. From the Bhagavad Gita, we can clearly understand that the forms of the demigods and the form of the Supreme Lord are simultaneously existing, and that Lord Krishna is Satchidananda, eternal blissful knowledge. The Vedic literature confirms that the Supreme Absolute Truth is knowledge and blissful pleasure. Vijnanam Anandam Brahma, Brahadaranyaka Upanishad, 3rd canto, 9th chapter, 28th verse. And that he is the reservoir of unlimited auspicious qualities. Ananta Kalyana Gunatmako Sau, Vishnu Puran, 6th canto, 5th chapter, 84th verse. And in the Gita, the Lord says that although he is Aja, unborn, he still appears. These are the facts that we should understand from the Bhagavad Gita. We cannot understand how the Supreme Personality of Godhead can be impersonal. The imposition theory of the impersonalist monist is false as far as the statements of the Gita are concerned. It is clear herein that the Supreme Absolute Truth, Lord Krishna, has both form and personality. So, this is a heavy blow to the impersonalist philosophers. So, in understanding about the ultimate aim of life, many people have many different conceptions about what is the ultimate truth. The ultimate truth is actually a person. It's not some power, some vague, superior, some kind of, they say universe. The universe is nothing. Universe is a small, Krishna says, Ekam Shena Sthito Jagat. One insignificant fragment of my energies supports the entire universe. That is the status of this universe. Universe, as we think, oh, it's so vast, we do not know where the end is and all that. That is just nothing for Krishna. It is described in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is Krishna's incarnation, he describes this universe as he gives the example of a big bag of mustard seeds, and each of those mustard seeds, if it is a universe, then there are an unlimited number of universes. Unlimited number. There is no count. The scientists are only thinking of the possibility of a multiverse. It's a concept that fascinates them. Multiverse. Oh, there may be some parallel universes. We already understand. What is that? Brahma, in the very beginning of the, his birth, he said this. What is this? See here, I'll show you two verses. You see Jagadanda, you see this word Jagadanda here, and you see the word Ananta before that. Ananta Jagadanda, this is millions of years old, billions of years old, this verse. Brahma spoke right in the beginning of his day. Ananta Jagadanda. We already have this. It's not some new concept. So, Ya Karanarnava Jale Bhajati Sma Yoga Nidramananta Jagadanda Saroma Kupa Adhara Shakti Mavalambya Param Swamurtim Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. I adore the primeval Lord Govinda, who assuming his own great subjective form, which is the Karanarnavashaya Vishnu, who bears the name of Shesha, replete with all accommodating potency. All accommodating potency. Everything that is accommodated in space, right? Everything is accommodated in space. But that space of this entire universe is contained in a shell, and there are millions of those universes, and all those universes are accommodated by the Supreme Lord. And reposing in the causal ocean, he is lying down in the Karana Udaka Shayi. Shayi means one who lies down. Shayanam means to lie down. With the infinity of the world in the pores of his hair, enjoys creative sleep, Yoga Nidra. So from the pores of our body comes sweat, right? Perspiration. From the pores of his body come out universes. Huge. He's massive. You can't even imagine the size. And then, next verse you see. Yasyaika nishvasita kalamathavalambya Jivanti loma vilaja jagadandanatha Vishnur mahan saihayasya kala vishesho Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. You see, yasyaika nishvasita. Nishvasita means breath. Just by swasanam, nishvasita. Brahma and other lords of the mundane worlds appearing from the pores of hair of Mahavishnu remain alive as long as the duration of one exhalation of the latter, the means of Mahavishnu. I adore the primeval Lord Govinda, of whose subjective personality Mahavishnu is the portion of portion. Now, Mahavishnu is breathing. Very good. Attention. Mahavishnu is breathing, and only during the portion of his exhalation, when he is exhaling, that is the period of existence of the entire universe. And that exhalation period of Mahavishnu is one full lifetime of Brahma, and one full lifetime of Brahma is the lifetime of this universe. And how long is it? According to Earth calculations, 311 trillion 40 billion years. One exhalation of Mahavishnu. And when he inhales, the whole universe is taken in. We can't even imagine the scale at which the existence of this material world is taking place. So, this is the background. So, the Lord is so unlimited. And this is very, very old. Ananta Jagadanda Roma Kupa. Ananta Jagadanda. Kotish Vasesha Vasudhadi Vibhuti Bhinnam. That is also there. Yasya Prabha Prabhavato Jagadanda Koti. Kotish Vasesha Vasudhadi Vibhuti Bhinnam. Tad Brahma Nishkalam Anandam Ashesha Bhutam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. You see, more information here. Jagadanda Koti Kotishu. Koti means 1 crore. 1 crore is what? 10 million? Koti Kotishu. Million. There is no count. It's just signifying unlimited numbers. Yasya Prabha. The light. Prabha means light. The light of Krishna, the light from the body of Krishna, who is in the spiritual world. Many people think, even Hindus have this idea that Krishna 5,000 years ago, no? Māyāvāda. It's not just 5,000 years ago. 5,000 years ago he entered this material world. He enters periodically. Once in a day of Brahma, it is said. Once every 8.64 billion years he enters this material world once. Krishna. So the last time happened to be 5,000 years ago. That's all. It's a regular occurrence. He comes. Now, but he's always there, eternally in the spiritual world, Vaikuntha. And from him, from the body of his personality, the light that emanates is so bright. Yasya Prabha Prabhavato Jagadanda Koti Kotishu Asesha Vasudhadi Vibhuti Bhinnam. His light is maintaining the entire spiritual planets and the material planets, the material universes. Jagadanda Koti Kotishu. Again, the so-called multiverse idea. Already there. Nothing new for us. Nothing new. They are just like small children, these small scientists. These scientists are very, like excited children. When children see something a little bit wonderful, they'll become excited. Ha ha ha. That is how they are. These are already way back. We already know. But we Indians are now, aping the West. Oh, I am working in NASA. Sarvanashanam. That is NASA. NASA means what? Destruction. What they are doing is destruction. They are doing nothing constructive there. All destructive. The Indians think that this is very high profile job. It's a very low class job. When I was a teenager, there was one female astronaut, Indian. What is her name? Kalpana Chawla. Yes, Kalpana Chawla. She was in NASA. She got NASA. She passed away. No, she died in that Apollo something crash. What is it? Precedence for Indian women, this, that, like big story there. Inspiration for Indian women. And what inspiration is this? We already know Jagadanda. We don't need to explore. With our instruments, what we can see, with our microscopes, with our telescopes, what brain we have, even if we put those instruments, we are blind. We can't see. The best way to know about the entire creation is to know from the Creator Himself. And then He will explain. And He is explaining. And we just sit down in one place, discussing, and we will know about the entire universe. Not only about the geography, but also about the history, about everything, future also we will know. This is our way of acquiring knowledge. This is called Avaroha Pantha. We take knowledge that is given by the perfect authority, Krishna. Whereas they are Aroha Pantha. With their imperfect senses, they try to know more and more and more, like that, in the hope of one day understanding everything. Well, never ends. Panthastu kota shatavatsara sampragamya vayo rathapi manaso manipungavana sopyasti yat prapadasim avichinta tattve govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. They may travel at the speed of the mind or the wind or the light. No matter what they do, for millions of years they can try, nothing will work. They will not even understand the slightest clue about the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Because the Supreme Lord cannot be conquered with our intellectual capacity, with our mental capacity, with our sensual capacity, with our instruments, with our scientific and technological advancements. We can never approach. Adhaha krita akshajagyanam iti adhokshaja smrita. Adhaha krita. Adha krita means what? Adha means, Naratham. This word Naratham, the worst of human beings. Adha means low. Adhaha krita akshajagyanam iti adhokshaja smrita. Another name of Lord Krishna is Adhokshaja. What is the meaning? Akshajagyanam means what? Aksha. Aksha means eyes. Akshaja. Beginning with Aksha. Ja means Janma, or starting with eyes. So all our senses are there. With our senses we cannot understand the Lord, even with our mind. That is one meaning. Aksha, if you see Sanskrit alphabet, starts with A, E, I, U, and finally it ends with Ksha in the consonants. Aksha, from A to Z. So any any words that you may construct in language will be within this alphabets only. Just like any mathematics is within the 0 to 9. That's all. Everything is within that numbers only. Right? So, any word, any explanation, whatever you may say, comes under this Aksha. So, with any amount of explanation, theorizing, this postulations, nothing we can understand about the Lord. Adhaha krita. This kind of explanations or sensory perception will be adha krita, will be suppressed or will be rendered useless. They will always fall short in us understanding the Lord. They will never be adequate. That's the meaning of adhokshaja. Now, you see here, we have in the other verse we have said Ananta Jagadanda, right? Here there is Jagadanda Koti Kotishu Ashesha Vasudhadi. Vasudha means what? Planet. We already have everything, all the idea of planets and everything. Ashesha Vasudhadi. Each of the universes has unlimited number of planets. Trillions and trillions of planets. Vibhuti Bhinnam. This is also explained. This the scientists do not know. The poor scientists, they are trying to search life on Mars and Moon and Sun. They are not able to find. They are despondent a little bit. Where are the aliens? They are asking. Elon Musk is asking nowadays, where are the aliens? How come the aliens are not there? You mean to say in the entire universe we are the only planet with creatures? How can that be? Where are the aliens? It's the biggest mystery for them. But we have information, vibhuti bhinnam. In every single planet there is a different atmosphere and there are different living the bodies, species suitable to live in each and every atmosphere, and therefore in Bhagavad Gita it is a sarvagata sthano. Everywhere the living entities are there, congested. Every single planet is congested with life, just as on this planet. You mean to say, if I am an engineer and I construct a big estate of many buildings, do I expect only one small apartment to be filled with 25 people, and the rest of the entire acres and acres of land is just empty? It doesn't happen like that. So similarly, when the Lord has built this entire universe with all these planets, you think there's just show only there, floating in space show? No. But the problem with the scientists is that they think this entire creation is just a meaningless thing. Just by chance some kind of life came out from some chemical somewhere. So everything has no purpose, everything is just like existing for some reason. That's their idea. That's why they cannot understand. But there is a full plan, complete plan, because no creation happens without a plan. So, Kotish Vasesha Vasudhadi Vibhuti Bhinnam. See how much information we have. We are just sitting in one place. We are better than all the scientists, all the philosophers, politicians, everybody. We are better. You may say, that's a tall claim, what are you talking about? You're too proud. It's not about being proud. We are not proud of our knowledge. We did not figure this out. Krishna gave us. You can also be as good. Why not? You are not coming and sitting here. You are not reading Bhagavad Gita. And that's why you don't know. That's our response to them. We are saying that you also can be as good a scientist as any of the devotees. By just sitting in the class, that's all. No need telescope. Just if you have ears, it's okay. Or if you don't, if somebody is deaf, they can read our books. It's okay. They can understand. So, if he is adhokshaja, if our mental and sensory perception are insufficient to approach him, in that state, if we try to conceive of him, if we try to conceive what is the Supreme with our intelligence, then we will come to faulty conclusions. Like that famous story which an elephant, 4 blind men were asked to ascertain they were what it was. So they were put near an elephant. And 4 blind men, and they were supposed to touch and see what actually they are, where are they, what is it that they are touching. So one held the tail and said it's a snake. One was touching the leg and saying it's a pillar. In this way everybody was, and I think the trunk was what? Some pipe. Like this, everybody had a different understanding of what it was. Because they don't have enough, they cannot conceive everything together at one. So we are only seeing little bit, very, very minuscule fraction of the Lord's energies. Ekamshena sthito jagat. Jagat means the entire universe. And Krishna says, Athava bhavanayatena kim gyatena tava Arjuna. See, Vishtabhyaham idam kritsnam ekamshena sthito jagat. What need is there, Arjuna, for all this detailed knowledge? In fact, Krishna was explaining how his greatness, how his situation of the universe is there. But then finally, he gave a synopsis, kind of, and then finally said, what is the use of all this detailed knowledge? With a single fragment of myself, I pervade and support this entire universe. And we can't even see the full universe. We are seeing a minuscule portion of the universe. We can't even see anything. And with that skewed perspective, we are trying to understand the unlimited Lord? So what will happen? We will come to faulty conclusions if we rely on our own strength. That's why we should never try to understand the Supreme Lord without the strength of our senses or mental or intellectual capacities. Then what is the way? Just hear? No, not just hear. That will become hearsay. Because if I hear from somebody, he may be saying something, who knows it's correct or not. No. Therefore there is a system from whom we have to hear. Because anybody hearing that is not good. Because any rascal can come with any philosophy and come and say, oh, this is correct. Who knows? So ours is evam parampara praptam imam rajarshayo vidu. We have to hear from Krishna, he is a perfect person, or his representative. God is perfect. So his word is perfect. You are saying that, you see, just now we have said adhokshaja. We cannot explain, any words cannot explain him. But why are you talking, sir? You should not talk, you should shut up. Correct? You may say. So these words which we are speaking, it is from the words of Krishna. It is not words manufactured out of our own imagination. Krishna, by his supreme power, can explain himself within the limits of these alphabets. Although he is actually inexplicable. But when Krishna does it, we understand. But when we do it with our own imaginations, create words and explanations, then we cannot. So what we are doing is descending process. We will take knowledge directly from Krishna or from a representative of Krishna who has no ulterior motive, who doesn't want to show off that he is a smart aleck. Many philosophers, they want to show off that they are very smart. They will find out some far out philosophy and try to impress the audience. Everybody, because even nowadays, if you want some YouTube views with some spiritual topic, you have to say something very interesting, something very never before heard perspective. And then people, wow, what explanation, excellent, share it. So that's how it is going on. So who knows it is right or not? He may say some rubbish, who knows? So everybody is manufacturing their rubbish. So a guru, a person can transfer perfect knowledge if he just repeats what Krishna said. Being a guru is not at all difficult. We just have to repeat what Krishna said. That also they cannot do. They have to change and add some masala. Spicy, little bit spice. Make it interesting a little bit. They do not know that the original truth is actually the most interesting. But they have no brains to understand, therefore they think it is stale. Because they have not heard from the right source. Their understanding is skewed. Then they want to add something. And this way everything will become hodgepodge. Before you know, everything will be unrecognizable. The messages of the Lord is one thing and we are telling another, some not even close. So, Krishna is describing such a faulty conclusion in this verse. One of the faulty conclusions. One of the conclusions is that in the previous 4 verses, he described one faulty conclusion. Those, you see, okay, I will just show you. Today's verse is 7.24, right? 7 chapter 24th verse. I will show you 7.19. This is the context of these verses. Bahunam janmanamante jnanavan mam prapadyate vasudeva sarvamiti sa mahatma sudurlabha. You see, jnanavan, one who is really actually knowledgeable. What he will do? Knowledge precedes action, or action follows knowledge. According to our knowledge, according to our understanding, we act. That's all. Everybody, like a thief, he is convinced that this occupation is the best. He is trained like that, either by a company or by his family or whatever it is. Huh? Everybody has their own convictions, and based on the convictions they act. So knowledge will propel one to act in a certain way. So if one's knowledge is imperfect, then his action will be imperfect. But if he is jnanavan, if he is actually in knowledge, mam prapadyate, the next activity is mam prapadyate. He will surrender unto me unhesitatingly, unreservedly, explicitly, without anyone else. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, 18th chapter, 66th verse, Mamikam sharanam vrajas sarvadharman parityajya. You surrender to me alone, not to me, Shiva, Ganesh, Durga, Saraswati. No. They are devatas, they are not Bhagavan. They are under me, Krishna says. Mattah parataram na anyat. There is no one equal to me, no one superior to me. None of them. Aham adirhi devanam maharshinam cha sarvasha. I am the source of all the devatas. No one has ever dared to say, none of the devatas themselves, not even Lord Shiva himself, who is the greatest of the devatas. Even he did not dare say that he is the original personality of Godhead. Never. Only Krishna ever dared to say and even demonstrate that Mattah parataram na anyat. Not a single person is equal to me or above me. I am the supreme. And when he says this, it is not a statement of pride. It's not. Because it's a fact. It's just a fact. It's just being honest. Some people don't like it. How can you say like this? If I say, that is wrong, because how can I say? But Krishna showed Vishwarupa. Where did Lord Shiva show Vishwarupa? To whom? Where did Durga Devi show Vishwarupa? Srishti sthiti pralaya sadhana shakti reka chhayeva yasya bhuvanani vibharti Durga ichhanurupam api yasya chacheshtate sa govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. Durga conducts herself like a shadow, obediently. When you move, the shadow moves without hesitating. Not that the shadow will say, no, I don't want to go. No, it will come. So like that, Durga conducts herself like a shadow of the Ichhanurupam api yasya cheshtate sa, according to the Ichha, according to the desire and whims of the Govinda. You see? What is it? Madbhayad vati vatoham. Vatoyam. Okay. 325:42. You see God is Krishna saying, Kapila, another incarnation of Krishna, saying, Madbhayad vati vatoyam suryastapati madbhayat varshatindro dahatyagnir mrityuscharati madbhayat. Just see the supremacy of Krishna. No one can go against his desire. It is because of my supremacy that the wind blows out of fear of me. The sun shines out of fear of me. The sun is shining. How bright and hot it is. How powerful the sun is. But Krishna alone can say that Madbhayat vati vatoyam Surya stapati Madbhayat. Bhayat means what? Bhaya means fear. Bhayat means out of fear. Because if they don't do it, they will get it from me. It's not that he is a cruel master, but it's just to show how his control, absolute control over everything. Surya stapati madbhayat, and the Lord of the clouds, Indra, sends forth showers out of fear of me. Fire burns out of fear of me, and death goes about taking its toll out of fear of me. Death is fearing Krishna. This is the undisputed situation of Krishna. There is nobody close. And we can't challenge this. The only reason why Hindus do not like this kind of statements, they say, hey, you're talking like a Christian, only one. What is this? They say like this. They allege that we are like Christians. These Hare Krishnas are like Christians. There is a one God. What is this? we have democracy, we have choice, we have, Hinduism is full of flexibility. You're flexible. You can go to heaven, you can go to hell also. Flexible. They're all flexible. You can do whatever you want and you can go wherever you want. Nobody's stopping you. It's flexible. Only actions are flexible. Consequences are not flexible. That is the problem. Their entitlement mentality. I can do whatever I want, but I'll go to the same supreme destination. No, sorry. You can do whatever you want, that is correct. But then the consequence also will be as accordingly. I can have my own conceptions of anything. Problem with Hindus is that they never read. Biggest problem of Hindus, never read. Any damn guy comes and tells, this is correct, they will just follow. Tomorrow anybody says, I am God, they'll put his picture inside the altar. Finish. One more added. What if he is God, I will get cursed. So better put. Safe side. This is their philosophy. Because why? They have no guts to tell him, you are a rascal, you are a dog, you are not God, you are a dog. Tell him on the face. Have the guts to do that. Why they don't have guts? Nothing. There's a saying, when you have nothing that you can die for, when there's nothing for you to die for, there's no reason for you to live for. If you can't die for something, there's no reason you are living. For what you are living? So that is the position of Hindus. They can't stand, this is the correct thing. No. They will fight among themselves. Who is the biggest enemy of Hinduism? Hindus. Not Muslims, not British, no. Not some external forces. Internal. They have no regard for their scriptures. Just recently somebody, just a little bit in India, somebody made a remark about Quran, about Muhammad, Prophet Muhammad. You see what a big national, international issue it became. You say anything about Krishna, Hindus will clap. Hey, Krishna is, playboy, he goes around with girlfriends. Yes, India, Hindus themselves will say. This is a rascaldom. No brains, no, nothing. I'm telling you, honestly telling you, there is no brains at all. Nowadays some modern Hindutva movement is coming. Also no brains. Simply by sentimental. That will not work. Will never work. Because it is leading to this, today's verse, impersonalism. And ultimately all Hindus think this is the truth. What they think? Avyaktam vyaktimapannam. This is what they are thinking. That ultimately is all impersonal. It's not a person, the formless Supreme. If he is a Supreme, why is formless? Why is it formless? Then I have form. I am better than the Supreme. I am better than the Supreme. What kind of nonsense philosophy is this? I have something which the Supreme does not have. I have form. I am better than God. I am better than Supreme. These are the brain. Where is brain? Simple brains is not there. Unintelligent men who do not know me perfectly think that I, the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, was impersonal before and have now assumed this personality. Avyaktam vyaktimapannam. From avyaktam vyaktimapannam. This is the understanding nowadays. And 99%, and most of the Hindus are like this. We don't talk about even outside, just so-called Hindus. They are so knowledgeable of their religion, their own religion name is they don't know. They don't know the name of the religion. The Hindu word is not existing in our Shastras. That is how knowledgeable our Hindus are. The name is Sanatan Dharma. They are saying Hindu. What is the religion? I am proud to be Hindu. Hindutva. Where did you get the word? Can you show me one Shastra? Can you show me one word? Hindutva, Bhagavad Gita, Vedas, Upanishads. Show me the word Hindu. Rascals. In the name of so-called religionists. And they want to fight for their religion. They don't even know the name of the religion. And this is causing a big problem everywhere. Why? No knowledge. No knowledge. So, unintelligent. Krishna is using the word abuddhayaha. Complete buddhu. He is a buddhu. Krishna is saying. Not my word. Krishna is saying. We can't remain like this. We can't remain like this. If we have to know what we even stand, how much wealth there is, how much wealth there is in our scriptures, in our knowledge, just like 1-2 words, Jagadanda, Ananta Jagadanda, just like 3 words, Ananta Jagad Anda, 3 words. These scientists show multiverse, some chance of this multiverse. Lifetimes are wasting in this research. 3 words, finish, nothing. You're useless. This is useless knowledge for us. That is the extent of our knowledge. We have zero pride in that. We have zero pride. We think the Western everything is good. This, I will chant some, do something. Have some sense of belonging. Indian birth is the highest birth. Devatas are begging the Lord, please make us born in India. Because in India there is easily people can become devotees of Krishna. So many temples. A friend's name will be some Govinda something. Boom, Bollywood actor Govinda is there. Even if you are his fan. In Telugu, what is it? N.T. Ramarao. Rama. Somewhere you will chant the name of God. You were born in somewhere, some other country. How are you going to chant the name of God? Without any effort you can chant the name of God. So glorious the Indian birth. Zero interest. Education system completely sloppy. Completely atheistic. And what will happen? Abuddhaya. All Buddhas will be churned out. So we can't remain like this. We are begging people to take these books. We are having more success outside India. We have people in China taking up these books. When we go there to do some seminars, Bhagavad Gita seminars, 400 people come. The hall can only seat 200 people. They are all standing for 2 hours and listening Bhagavad Gita. When you go to China, India, there's so much places there, nobody comes. This is India. For money they will go anywhere. If I can get money, I will go to any country. That is the mentality of Indian, that's all. Money. How is that very different from Ravana? Money, who? Lakshmi, right? So for Lakshmi, he went to the forest also, Ravana. He was in Swarnalanka. He was in a golden city. It was called Swarnalanka. Now you see what happened to Lanka, Sri Lanka. Swarnalanka it was. And from there he went to the forest. Because why? Lakshmi is there. Brought her. What happened? Lanka, Swarnalanka became Bhasmalanka. Ashes. So we are also doing like that. We will not hesitate to go anywhere in the world, any corner of the nook and corner of the world to find money. What will happen? Our existence will become Bhasma. So we have to wake up. We have books. One lifetime is not enough to read. And it's so interesting, the topic. Please take up. So Abuddhaya, unintelligent men, they think that Krishna has no form. Such a foolish conclusion they come to. And Shankaracharya actually preached this philosophy. Shankaracharya, they say he is the father of Hinduism. No, he is not. Our Sanatan Dharma, first of all, is not Hinduism. Sanatan Dharma. Sanatan Dharma was Sanatan means what? What is the meaning of Sanatan? Eternal. Eternal means there is no start date. Not that he was the father of Hinduism. He began Hinduism. No. It was existing way before. And Narayana, who is Shankaracharya actually? Lord Shiva himself, Shankara himself. He came in the Kalau Brahmana Murtina. Māyāvāda Ashat Shastram Prachannam Bauddham Uchyate Māyāvāda Vihitam Devi Kalau Brahmana Murtina. Narayan, Lord Narayan asked him, this Kali Yuga is coming, all rascals will be there, all Buddhus and all, what is it, irreligious rascals will be there. They will be following nothing. So you make a philosophy, because Buddhists, first of all, Buddha came. Buddha, why he came? Buddha is one of the 10 incarnations, Dashavatar. But why he came? Because people were misusing the Vedas. They were killing animals. Some parts of the Vedas there is, you can kill animal. This is for those who are in tamasic people, who cannot stop eating meat. So, you don't eat every day like an idiot. You once a month on Amavasya day, you cut one goat and offer it to Kali, and that temple of the Kali should be outside the city precincts. Because it's a very heinous act. It is not even clean. So you go outside the city, don't even be in the city, and do there. And then Balidan, then you can eat. And then you have to say this mantra. Mamsa khadati iti mamsa. You have to define the word mamsa there, in front of the goat, in front of the Kali Vigraha. Mamsa khadati. This goat, the soul in this goat's body, in the next life, I am agreeing to be killed by this person here, and he will eat me. So I will become the goat, he will become the human, he will kill me. I am agreeing to that, and then cutting and eating. So the whole point is to stop it. After some time, if I understand what I am doing, then I will say, better not stop. What am I doing? That's the whole point. But they never cared. Vedas say we can kill animals. Okay, just kill animals. Who cares? No rule, nothing. Then what happened? So Buddha came. He said, enough, you all don't know what is even Vedas. Nindasi yajna vidheraha shruti chatam sadaya hridaya darshita pashudhatam kesavadhrita buddha sharira jaya jagadisha. So he said, okay, you are not even qualified to understand Vedas, you forget the Vedas. Now I will teach you a path of ahimsa. Ahimsa paramo dharma. The non-violence is the greatest tenet. He preached non-violence. Then he preached, but he did one thing. He rejected the Vedas. Okay, you don't understand, you don't, keep aside the Vedas. Don't touch. So he rejected the Vedas. Of course, for a good purpose, but it was an emergency situation because there were no brains to understand the Vedas. But what happened? In the Vedas is the knowledge about Krishna. So that knowledge also was rejected as a side effect. So it became atheism. Buddhism is actually atheism. Bauddha hoita nastik. Vedana maniya Bauddha hoita nastik. To not believe in God is nastik, atheism. To not believe in the word of God is also nastikya, atheism. Because God and His word are not different. So this is atheism. So Shankaracharya had to repair that situation now. So Shankaracharya came, and what did he do? So after Buddha came and left, later King Ashoka came, and he was a great patron of Buddhism. And because of his influence, the entire India was full of Buddhism. Entire India, which is a Punya Bhumi, with so many places where the Lord personally walked. Lord Ram walked, Lord Krishna walked, all the various avatars walked, various devotees walked in that land. And that whole land became Nastik, place of Nastiks. So Shankaracharya came, his contribution was, he wanted to bring back the Vedas somewhere or other. His was not an eternal religious principle. His mission was somehow to bring the Vedas. But his philosophy is very destructive. So he preached a philosophy very similar to Buddhism. Buddhists say there is no God. Shankaracharya says there is God, but he does not have a form. Buddhists then thought, okay, that is fair. Okay, that sounds the same as us. Okay, we'll accept. That is how Shankaracharya came inside. You see, you have rejected the Vedas, but Vedas say what you are believing. Oh, is it? Oh, okay, we will accept that. That's how we brought back the Vedas. And Narayan, it's all recorded. So, what is that? I'll show you. You see, Shankaracharya is not at fault, for it is under the order of the Supreme Personality of Godhead that he has covered the real purport of the Vedas. If he showed that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead directly, they were all atheists, they were taught not to believe the Vedas by Lord Buddha. Who was Krishna himself? But it was an emergency situation. He had to do that. Now, here you see, in the Padma Purana Uttarakhanda, the words of Lord Shiva himself. Lord Shiva himself is saying this to Parvati Devi. Māyāvādam asachhastram prachannam bauddhamuchyate mayaiva kalpitam devi kalau brahmanam rupinam brahmanaschaparam rupam nirgunam vakshate maya sarvasvam jagatopyasya mohanartham kalau yuge. The Māyāvāda philosophy Lord Shiva informed his wife Parvati is impious. Asat a very misrepresented version of the Shastra. Asat Shastra. It is covered Buddhism. Prachanna Bauddham. Bauddham means Buddhist philosophy. Prachanna means hidden. It is a hidden way of Buddhism only. My dear Parvati, in Kali Yuga, I assume the form of a Brahmana and teach this imagined Māyāvāda philosophy. Māyāvāda philosophy means what? Māyāvādam means when Krishna, avyaktam vyaktimapannam, they say ultimately everything is avyakta, formless. When it has to descend into this material world, I don't know why, they don't know why the formless wants to descend in the material world in the first place. But when it wants to descend, it has to descend taking a form. So that form is material. It is made of Maya. So Krishna, when he comes here, his body is made of Maya. Therefore it is Māyāvādam. Actually Krishna's body is not made of Maya. Our body, yes, this is made of Maya, ingredients. Earth, water, fire, air and ether. Because after we are cremated, we will mix into the... His body is not like Satchidananda Vigraha. Sat Chit Ananda Vigraha. It is exactly opposite material form. Sat means eternal. Sat means eternal. Chit means full of knowledge. And Ananda means full of bliss, happiness. His body is full of eternity, bliss and knowledge. Now compare our body, this material body. This is Maya's body. What is that? Asat. It is not eternal. Achit. It is not full of knowledge, full of ignorance. Here is a doctor. To study what is inside the body, you have to study 5 years. Even then you do not know. Ignorance. And because of the body, I am put in an ignorance where I do not even know who I am. I do not even know who I am. If you ask anybody, oh, I am Indian, I am a man, I am a woman, all is wrong. That is the body. We are not the body. And because of the body, I think I am an Indian. I am proud to be an Indian. Why are you proud? Your body took birth in India. You are not Indian. Body is Indian. Body may be made in India, made in China, made in Japan, made in America. But we, the soul, are not the body. That's the first lesson of Bhagavad Gita. So to be proud of one's motherland, Bhagavatam says you are an animal. Bhauma ijyadhihi saeva gokhara. Those who are worshipping the land of their birth, patriotic, freedom fighters, this and that, we hold them in high esteem, right? In political sphere. But according to Bhagavatam, animals. Because that is based on the body. You should not be proud of where you have taken birth. The only reason why Indians should ever be proud is we have a culture that is so rich. And not just be proud and then sit on it. Do something about it. Take it further. It's like the rabbit can run very fast. I can run fast. So what? If you can't run, if you don't run, what is the use of your ability to run fast? Lost the race because of foolishness. Not because of anything else. Foolishness. Thought is one. The Americans, Russians, they are taking. Americans and Russians, both fighting in the political sphere, they are taken to Krishna consciousness. Indians, चलता है यार, रिटायर होने के बाद अभी क्या करने का? After retirement, now time to enjoy. This is for philosophy after retirement, when I finish all my responsibilities. Our responsibility is to understand God. But finish, you haven't started your responsibility first. Kaumara acharet prajnam dharman bhagavadaniha. From 5 years old you have to start, you don't have enough time. We do not know when our life is going to end. I am planning after retirement. Where is the guarantee that I will live until then? I can die tomorrow, today. I may not last the next sunrise. And I am planning after retirement. Big plan. But when money is coming, now. Why that one not after retirement? That one now. Because I will lose it if I don't get it. So, Māyāvādam asat shastram prachannam bauddham uchyate. See how he is saying. This is the Māyāvāda philosophy. When Krishna comes, he has a material form. That is Māyāvāda. So, I assume the form of a Brahmana and teach this imagined Māyāvāda philosophy in order to cheat the atheists, Buddhists. I describe the Supreme Personality of Godhead to be without form and without qualities. Similarly, in explaining Vedanta, I describe the same Māyāvāda philosophy in order to mislead the entire population toward atheism by denying the personal form of the Lord. Now, the danger of Shankaracharya's philosophy, although he brought Vedas back somehow or other, he squeezed somehow or other, brought Vedas back into India. And that's why you see, the Buddhism has been, although the heart of Buddhism, Buddha was born in India, in Bihar, right? But you see, Buddhist influence is almost completely absent in India. If you see outside the borders of India, it has gone outside like Nepal, Bhutan, Sri Lanka, and Tibet, China, Myanmar. But India, almost zero. Very little influence. That is the contribution of Shankaracharya. It was an important one, but it is not an eternal religious principle. It was just a timely necessity. It was not to be continued. Because what he did was even more dangerous than the Buddhism. He brought back Vedas, and from Vedas he preached atheism. Krishna is saying, I am like this, I am like that. He took those words and said, there is no Krishna. It is all some avyakta. Of course, he did say Narayana Parovyaktat. Narayana is beyond this avyakta. He is actually a Vyakti and he is above this. He did say, but he did not stress on it so much. He stressed more on the impersonal aspect. Impersonal means God is not a person, that understanding. It's called impersonalistic understanding. So, you see what else he says. You see, earlier in the Padma Purana, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, now Narayana gave order to Lord Shiva. You see, this is the order under which Dvaparado yuge bhutva kalaya manushadishu swagamay kalpitaistvam cha janan mad vimukhan kuru. Mad vimukhan. Turn the people away from me, Narayana is saying. Because they are misusing me, turn them away from me. I don't want these people. In Kali Yuga, mislead the people in general by propounding imaginary meanings for the Vedas to bewilder them. These are the descriptions of the Puranas. Now, if you come down here, there is another, even, you see, again, Padma Purana says, Lord Shiva tells Parvati even further, Shrunu Devi Pravakshyami Tamasani Yathakramam Yesham Shravana Matrena Patityam Jnaninam api. Jnaninam, even my philosophy will be so dangerous that even the most intelligent person in human society will fall to the lowest category just by Shravana Matrena, just by hearing my philosophy. The Lord asked me to preach atheism from Vedas, and I can do it to the best possible way. You see, Shiva, in the form of Rudra, he is in charge of destruction, right? He does not only destroy the entire universe physically, like destroy, but also he destroyed religious principles when he was asked to. Of course, Lord Shiva himself is actually the Param Vaishnava, greatest devotee of Krishna. He is a Vaishnava, Vaishnavanam Yatha Shambhu. There is no equal Vaishnava. Then nobody can be as good a Vaishnava in this universe as Lord Shiva himself. So that's why, because he is a devotee of Narayan, when Narayan ordered him, Janan Mad Vimukhan Kuru, make the people atheistic and away from me. And he did the job so perfectly that his philosophy is so dangerous, so destructive, that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu warned anyone. What is that? Māyāvāda bhāshya sunile hoy sarva nash. If you just hear this Māyāvāda philosophy, sarva nash, all our spiritual advancement will be gone. It is presented in such flowery language and in such poetic way and then in attractive way that one will easily fall for it. Even the patityam jnaninam api yesham shravana matrena. Now, tamasani yathakramam. Tamasa means ignorance. I have preached this philosophy of ignorance in the name of knowledge. Apartham shruti vakyānam darshayallokagarhitam karma swarupatyajyatvam atra cha pratipadyate sarva karma paribhramshan naishkarmyam tatra chochyate paratma jivayoraikyam mayatra pratipadyate. This is a very dangerous philosophy. My dear wife, hear my explanations of how I have spread ignorance through Māyāvāda philosophy. Simply by hearing it, even an advanced scholar will fall down. In this philosophy, which is certainly very inauspicious for people in general, I have misinterpreted the real meaning of the Vedas and recommended that one give up all activities in order to achieve freedom from karma. Actually, that is not the way to get freedom from karma. If I do any action, there will be equal and opposite reaction, right? That is karma. But, that means if I don't act, then there will be no reaction. No. The problem is we can't remain not acting. Only a dead thing can remain without acting. We as individual living entities, we have to act. Nahi kaschit kshanamapi jatutishtatya karmakrit. Bhagavad Gita says, 3rd chapter, 5th verse. So what is that? Not a single moment we can be existing without doing something. So we ought to do something. We ought to do something. So what should we do? So since we can't do nothing, so every single action is going to have a reaction. So there is another way how to become naishkarmyam. That means no more reaction. Because as long as we have reactions going on, this chain of action and reaction, we will continue to take birth and death in this material world. Some Hindus say, we have only 7 births, after that we go to Swarga Prapti. No, we go to Naraka Prapti. For not 7 births, 7 million births. Okay? There is no respite. Absolutely zero respite. There is no such thing. We will keep on being here as long as our karma cycle is not finished. So how to stop this? Krishna says, Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami. I will relieve you of all sinful reactions, whatever you have. Each action is a seed sown. Even in Bible it is said, as you sow, so shall you reap. That is the law of karma. They do not know. But actually, right there in front of them, he said it. As you sow, so shall you reap. So every, Aprarabdham phalam papam kutam bijam phalonmukham kramenaiva praliyata Vishnu bhakti ratatmanam. So our sins are in different stages. Some sin I have committed maybe 50 lifetimes ago. And that was a seed sown. And it will germinate and become a tree, and when the fruit will come and the fruit ripens, that's when I will face the reaction of that action then. Now. So now I am committing so many actions. These are all seeds sown, and then I have to, experience these in the future. So Krishna says, aprarabdha palam, any stage, whether it's in the seed stage, whether it's in the sapling stage, plant stage, or fruit stage, or ripened fruit stage, any stage, kramenaiva praliyata Vishnu bhakti ratatmanam. It will be burnt to the roots. Burnt to the roots. So Krishna is giving this assurance. So if we engage our activities in Krishna's service instead of my own service, then yes, that is called surrender. Surrender means karishye vachanam tava. I will do whatever you want to say, whatever you say. Not anymore what I want to do, I will do what I want. No. That has been our problem. That's why we are having this. So now, last, before we end this session, see, he said, I have recommended that one give up all activities in order to achieve freedom from karma. So this is actually like a suicide. Give up everything and then do nothing. He is asking people to do this. Shankaracharya. In this Māyāvāda philosophy, I have described the Jivatma and Paramatma to be one and the same. We and Paramatma are one. Right? Now I am suddenly Paramatma. I can control the sun. Right? I can't control my bowels. I have to go toilet. I can't control my own body. And I am controlling the sun. Universe. Universe is coming out of my body. Germs are coming out. I have to take bath every day. Otherwise I will stink. And I am Paramatma. This rubbish he preached. How the Māyāvāda philosophy was condemned by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his followers is described in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antilila. Now, last this, okay, where is that? Nashakaranat, where is that verse? Nashakaranat. Oh, here only. You see? Oh, I just missed this out, okay. Vedante tu mahashastre Māyāvādam avaidikam. Vaidikam means following the principles of the Vedas. Avaidikam means against the principles of the Vedas. Vedante tu mahashastre Māyāvādam avaidikam Mayaiva vakshate devi jagatam nashakaranat. In order to destroy. Kali Yuga, why the whole world is in a terrible situation now? Because of this kind of philosophy. People are everybody you ask, they are having a vague understanding of God. Some power, some impersonal, all this impersonal understanding only, everybody. They are not confident that God is a person. And because it's not a person, then nobody is watching me, I can do whatever I want, I can enjoy. There is no God, there is no witness. It's anarchy. In anarchy, who would thrive? Thieves and rogues will thrive. That is what is happening. Everybody is a thief and rogue, thinking that there is nobody watching. Sorry. Everything is accounted for and will be judged like anything. Yamaraj is there. So in this way, so what happened? He brought back the Vedas. So immediately later on, Ramanujacharya came and completely smashed the philosophy of Shankaracharya. Madhvacharya came again, smashed the philosophy of Shankaracharya. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came, completely smashed the philosophy of Shankaracharya and established Vaishnavism. And this movement is still spreading now. So Māyāvādam is still there. But with this movement, that's why our movement is the most important movement in the world. In the world. There's no other movement more important than this. Nothing. Oh, what about you? Well, you are just a small organization. What about UN? United Nations. Where is the unity? Can you show me? You'll never have. But with Krishna consciousness only you can have. Because if you want universal brotherhood, you have to accept the universal fatherhood of God. Only if He is the father, then you are brother. Otherwise, what brotherhood we are talking about? So it doesn't even make sense. So we have to first accept. Krishna says, Sarva yonishu kaunteya aham bija pradah pita. I am the father of all species. So that we have to accept. And then only there will be universal brotherhood, universal peace. Everything will be there. So please read. Please take our books. Start reading. And if you have our books, please start reading and attend our classes. We are not presenting anything out of hand. We don't have anything now. I have spoken in such tone, but nothing against you. It is just that the sleeping people need some loud shouting to wake up. So this is being streamed live and recorded also. So it will be for eternity. Whoever wants to be woken up, you can watch this. So that's the reason. See, the thing is, we want to drive a point home. We are just sitting with this, comfortably, conveniently sitting with lies. That's Vishwambar Prabhu always say. It is better to be hurt by the truth than be comforted with a lie. Hindus want to be comforted by lies. No, that is not our movement. We are not interested in that. We will never mind you are hurt, but we will tell the truth. That is our movement. So why am I hurt by the truth? Because I am in the bubble of lies. So I have to come out of that. How will that happen? Knowledge. People don't read Bhagavad Gita. That's a problem. Simple book. They don't read. So please take a copy. Start reading. If you have any doubts, you can always approach us. We are here only for that. We are here only for that. So this is our request. Please take it seriously. Chant Hare Krishna. And never doubt that Krishna is actually a person. There is immense evidence. Now, we don't have time to go through all this vast evidence. We actually did classes on this in other sessions. But now it's just a synopsis of the whole thing. It is foolish argument that God is not a person. It cannot be. He is a person and He has full intelligence. When there is no person, there is no intelligence. And how come everything is so orderly going on? The baby in the womb, there's information, everything here. How intricately, the veins and everything has to be connected, the nerves have to go. How is it happening? Just by chance, like that. Yes, from chromosome, this is what. This is their understanding. This, and automatically some things are happening. Oh, it is not possible without the Lord. Complete supervision is there. We cannot deny this. His intelligence. If you see a painting, you will ask, who drew so nicely? Who painted? Who's the artist? We immediately ask. But when so much artistry is there in the world, in the nature, we don't ask. Where is our brains? Simple thing. It's a person. He is a person. That's all. He doesn't have to paint like this, sit down and paint. He has different ways of painting. Just by thinking he can paint. Sa aikshata, sa asrajata. Finish. The Vedas say, he just saw and he created the entire universe. That's it. Finish. For him, that is God. He doesn't have to endeavor for something. So, alright. Thank you very much. If you have any questions or doubts on this regard, you can ask. And if there is nothing, we can end our session here. I'm just looking at the comment section here. There's nothing on the Facebook Live. No questions? Yeah.
Shankaracharya is acting on the order of Narayana. Please. So Narayana also wants people to be covered by Maya. How do you understand that? He wants people to be saved, he wants people to be covered by Maya as well.
Because they will misuse the Vedas. He actually created the Vedas to get people to him. But they were misusing the Vedas. So, no, you can't misuse my Vedas. You better get out. So he will punish. You see? Janan mad vimukhan kuru. They were misusing. The Buddhists were all before Buddhists. Buddha came and rectified the situation in a temporary way. But they were misusing the Vedas. How can we, when he brought that to save everybody and they're using that in the complete opposite way, then of course he gets frustrated. The Lord also has feelings. So he says, oh, you do that? Okay. You see, like what he says in this. He is a person means he has full feelings and everything. He is so compassionate. He wants to bring us back. But we are using that instruction, the Vedas which were given to us to bring us back, using that to go even farther away from him. So, okay, fine. Okay, you do like this, then okay, you see. 16:19. Tanaham dvishatah kruran samsareshu naradhaman kshipam yajasram ashubhan asurishveva yonishu. Those who are envious and mischievous, who are the lowest among men, I perpetually cast into the ocean of material existence, into various demoniac species of life. Not only a human being just preach some Avaida philosophy. No. You go down, animals suffer like anything. So this is one of such. And Kali Yuga, that's how Kali Yuga will become more and more rampant. So Janan madhumukhan guru. So that's why he said like that. He said, you give up. Let them forget me. You're making use of me and doing all these things. Because the animals are who? It's Krishna's children. But they are being killed using Vedas. How angry he will be? Take these people out of him. They are not fit to be even the followers of Vedas. Get them out. And of course, then he sent acharyas to rectify the situation, Ramanujacharya. Sometimes father will become, in fact it is said that the Lord, he's from his pores, the universes are coming up. At the end of creation, when he destroys everything, Rudra, he does the Tandava Nritya and then the whole fire of devastation comes. Actually that fire originates from the eyes of Lord Sankarshan. He is so angry, the Lord is so angry that I have given these people so much chance. Trillions of lifetimes they have spent in the lifetime of this one universe. And still they did not. How much chance should I give them? and you are frustrated, he becomes angry. And by that anger, the fire emanates from the eyes of the Lord. And that fire is completely devastates the entire universe. And then he silences the entire thing. The entire universe will go back into his body. And then wait there for another 311 trillion, 40 billion years. Again come out. After some time he will feel again, never mind, Bechara, give him another chance. That's how the Lord is. You know, sometimes there are some disagreements among parents and children. Get out of my house, I don't want to see you again. Father will say. But after some time they will come back here. Come. So Krishna gets very angry that how much chance I have given them. But still they are not coming. Then after some time he feels, after all, where else they will go? Okay, I'll give them another chance. Again he will create the entire universe. Millions of universes. Again to give chance. Some souls of course will go back. But many still don't. So he feels because he wants them to be happy. He wants us to be happy. But we are so adamant to suffer. So he is feeling for us, when this guy will get buddhi? This rascal. So repeatedly there are this bhutva praliyate. There is the anger of the Lord. Repeatedly there is some destruction every now and then. Sometimes minor, sometimes major destruction. These are all the anger of the Lord.
Just one final comment. One of Prabhupada lecture, he said that in order to forget God, God has to give you the intelligence to forget Him also.
Yeah.
So that intelligence is this Māyāvāda philosophy helps you to forget everything.
Apohanam cha. Matta smriti jnanam apohanam cha.
So He is giving us knowledge how to forget.
So the Lord is always fulfilling. People are willing to go against. Go against. I'll give you full intelligence to understand that I am nobody. So alright, we will stop it here. I think there is no more. Jai Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Jai Gaur Premanand.